Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anissa Yuli Kusnitasari. My number is 60 and I'm from class C. Here I will explain about the production of speech sounds, which consists of 1. The organs of speech, and then the diagram of articulator, and the last is speech sounds production. 1. The organs of speech. The sounds we use in our speech are produced by the vocal organs that include the mouth and the respirator. The function of human organs is mainly to breathe and eat in order to survive. The organs in the mouth cavity such as teeth, tongue, lips, jaws are daily used to chew the food when we feel hungry or drink some water or sip some liquid substance when we feel thirsty. Whereas inside our body, the lungs with the respiratory organs are essentially used to inhale and exhale or to get some oxygen and circulate in through our body. The first interference with the airstream therefore takes place in the larynx by the activity of vocal cords. Accordingly, in the production of speech sounds, the vocal cords can be made to vibrate in producing voice sounds or not to vibrate in producing voiceful sounds. Above the larynx is located the pharynx or pharyngeal cavity, which acts as a resonating chamber for the sounds produced by vibration of vocal cords. The shape of this cavity can be modified so that air streams can be completely or partially obstructed by the action of the soft palate or the tongue. In the human head are the organs of articulation, which are called articulator, and two cavity, the oral cavity or mouth and nasal cavity or nose. This is a picture of the organs of speech. There is a part, the head, there are several kinds of organs. And then the third and the last is the chest. There are several kinds of organs in it. Number 2. The diagram of articular. When one speaks, the system will function in its entirely. By function, the vocal organs can be divided into three subsystems which are 1. The respiratory system is the source of the airflow needed to produce sounds. The phonatory system that gives in nuisance to the vowel channel to produce sound. 3. The articulator system that modifies airflow in various ways to produce sounds. Of three systems, articulatory system plays an important role in producing speech sounds. It is also useful to talk about articulator dealing with their position in the mouth, either along the upper jaw or the lower jaw. The slower articulator are certainly used and moved a lot in speaking, particularly the tongue, which seems to be the important one. It can be moved into many different places and different shapes. Number 3. Speech sounds production. The lungs muscles in the chest are used for breathing to produce the airflow needed for sounds production. Air exit disturbance can occur in the larynx, that is, the flow of air is forced out through a small opening made by the vocal cords, causing them to open and close sequentially. In other words, it causes the vocal cords to vibrate. The act of moving the articulator to each other for the obstruction of the airstream is called articulation. In other words, articulation takes place above the larynx made by the articulator. In the production of sounds, the two articulators may be moved in such a way that they are touching or almost touching each other. The place where they make contact or come closer towards each other is called place of articulation or points of articulation. Speech sounds are further classified on the basis of points or place of articulation. Thus, there are bilabial sounds. If the two lips, it must be lower lip and upper lip, are used to obstruct the outgoing air. In further discussion, the speech sounds are classified into several types based on the circaron. The air streams may pass to the outer atmosphere through either the oral or nasal cavity. The oral cavity is separated from the nasal cavity by the movement of the soft palate or velum. When the soft palate is raised to close the nasal cavity, the air can escape through the oral cavity or the mouth. The, so, the sounds produced are called oral sounds, but when the soft palate is lowered to let the air pass out through the nose, so the sounds produced belong to nasal sounds. This is a picture of the organs of speech sounds production. There are several kinds of organs. So many presentation from me. If there was something wrong, I apologize. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.